What is going on YouTube? Hidden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP, the US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Specifically in today's video, we're pretty much going to be continuing off of where we left yesterday. In regards to yesterday's video, I put out a video that basically discussed the final movements for XRP, or the final moments for XRP, Ripple, and Bitcoin, touching upon the fact that, as you guys can slowly see on the daily candles or the daily charts, we're starting to see the candle wick slowly start to slow down, trade sideways, lose the volume. We're seeing less volatility, and this ultimately becomes a system where we're gonna see big movement. We're gonna see a big volume spike, or we're going to see a big volume decrease in price. Specifically, you can clearly see on Ethereum or some of the other cryptocurrencies like XRP, if you were to go on closer to the 4 hour, you can see exactly what is referenced, as we have been now having since, I would say, about May 10th, which is quite a while ago. I wouldn't even say May 10th, closer to June and May. Yeah, for the most part, we've seen a lot of sideways movement, trading upon a price very similar and close between 19 cents and about 20 cents, where we've just been trading sideways, seeing zero volume, zero movement, just flatlined out. This ultimately will lead us to some sort of big price explosion in regards to which direction we haven't yet figured out. I am personally more bearish than bullish, but ultimately that is what we have to discuss on today's video. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way it helps out the YouTube algorithm and the ranking system. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can just DM me over there, relevant to the market, the S&P 500, things of that nature. As you guys know, S&P 500 is doing incredible, absolutely incredible. So that is definitely a video for another day. But otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, like I said, let's just jump into today's video. Alright guys, so yesterday's video, like I said, we did leave off discussing the XRP, Ripple, and Bitcoin final moments. I do want to continue on elaborating about that. As you guys can see, current coin market cap, I did a quick refresh. We're not really doing too hot, which isn't a problem. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a problem, but we're not really doing too hot. We're literally just flatlined out. If anything, we're starting to consolidate lower. We're trading sideways, and the price is actually dipping lower. 51% is actually dropping up. Negative. Everything is practically in red. There are some coins in green, but very little, if that. We're not really seeing a big hit. You know, it's not like we're down 5% or 8% or 10%. We're actually down less than 1%, but we're actually not up anything either. So with that means it's another day where we're just flatlined out. This ultimately leads to what I believe could be and will be big movements in volume. So I don't even know where to start. Let's start with Bitcoin first. So Bitcoin is what we've been tracking for quite some time now, specifically on the weekly chart. Gives us a better map as to what I had predicted. You can clearly see here, and I can zoom this out ever so slightly, what exactly was referenced. So we on the Bitcoin chart, and we'll discuss this with DueDEX too, have been trading crypto for quite some time. I actually have been I've been in crypto since the formation of this entire chart, which is kind of mind-blowing, but I've witnessed and experienced the price shoot all the way. I could literally label the times that or the times where I was when these prices happened. I'd say closer to about right here, this $3,000 part. I was sitting on the train going to New York City with a friend. It's wild how I remember this. The price is closer to $18,000 to $20,000. When we peaked this, I was actually sitting in my English class my junior year of college. Wild, but it's true, back in 2017. So it is pretty wild to see all this stuff happening right now, just the way things are forming. This was the 2017 to 2018, and then my senior year was my 2019 to 2020. So it's wild just to see how much this is all played out, and I remember the key highlights of each day. And then I actually remember this dump right here, close to 6,000. This, I was actually at the gym about to do squats. It's just wild how things are memorized. Totally off topic, but very interesting. Let me know if you guys have any interesting memories of when these big movements happened. Where were you? You know, things like that. Definitely let me know down in the comments below. But Specifically, so we've had this massive chart. Originally we were checking out that there was going to be some big movement right here at this point, which did happen. We broke bearish. It was very easily trackable. We saw the funnels. We figured everybody wanted it to go bullish. It went bearish and fell. We fell lower to A, B, C. Eventually, we're able to figure out that there is some sort of pattern on the coin that we didn't realize. And as we move on and as we retest what appears to be point D on the 5-point Elliott wave, there's a good chance we're going to hit resistance again, because as I scale out, you can clearly see the problems zone with this white downtrend that we've had with massive wicks, literally massive wicks pulling the price of this coin down. And as you can see, it has happened over and over again. So just because we have a candle that is ever so slightly above its resistance does not mean that it's going to stay above there. We have 1 day and 13 hours left for this candle to make judgment. Are we going to pull up higher and close at $10,000? That will be insane. That's a very, very, very good sign for a bullish rally. Or are we going to close below here, below the resistance, and give a signal of a bearish rally as we start to head lower? Now, ultimately, the reason I believe we're going to short is for a couple of reasons. It mainly has to do with just the way the coins have been trading. That's really the biggest thing here. I mean, this might not do us justice, but you can see right here is about 14 days. I think if I extended this out ever so slightly, this is 140 days. This is about 98 days. This is about the size, if I can grab this, of the current movement we're having here, ever so slightly, ever so slightly. But you can see there's an average time, which we're seeing is about 77 days. This was about 90 of bullish market, and then we experience some sort of correction to the downside. At least these two are very similar, but ultimately it does break bullish, and this does have an expiration date. Eventually the price is going to get up so high, retest the resistance. We're going to have 3 months or 4 months, as you can see here. This was actually a little over 3 months of bullish movement, a great market. Same thing is happening here. We're having 3 months of bullish movement in an upwards market, which eventually needs to come down. The fact is we're hitting the top resistance on the D point, and it's not doing too hot, and there's a very high chance that with enough pressure and enough downwards resistance, it is going to break bearish, and we're going to see a big drop or a big run, as you can see, B to C in price all the way down to point E, which could be closer to $6,200. Now that is not necessarily a bad thing. It would have been back here. It was back here, but now that we've learned how to short cryptocurrency, it opens up many doors that nobody really knew that were there, that I didn't even know was there. Now, I've always heard about shorting Bitcoin, didn't know how to do it, didn't know where to do it. Eventually, time has progressed, and there's been websites that have endorsed this and used this, DueDEX being one that I've found. DueDEX is what I use to trade not only Bitcoin, but now USDT, Tether, and Ethereum. So these are now 3 coins you have, and I do believe XRP is coming soon, which you can trade around cryptocurrency with. So what you can see on the Bitcoin chart on DueDEX, which has literally been the first coin that DueDEX enlisted back in July of 2019, on the weekly, there is some sort of downtrend here, which is interesting. This is a continuation of this chart. You can see this chart is just the same continuation that we're currently seeing on DueDEX. Now, obviously, if things play out and history continues to play out, hit resistance, fell bearish, hit resistance, fell bearish, hit resistance. If you said fall bearish, you would be right. So that is why I am ready. I've prepared myself. I'm getting ready on DueDEX with my account ready to sell short, ready to leverage trade and use, potentially the risk manager, set up take profit and stop losses, do all this stuff. But I'm ready to capitalize off this drop that is most likely going to happen within Bitcoin. Now, you guys can definitely take advantage of this too. I did put a link in the description to DueDEX if you guys are interested. I think there's up to a $70 free sign-up bonus. It is a completely free website to use, but it's definitely something to add to your toolbox. You don't even have to put money in it if you don't want to. I do recommend getting involved and invested and registered and, having something in the account just to prepare yourselves for when the big drop happens and I'm saying, go, go, go. I'm selling, I'm selling, I'm selling. I'm shorting the coin. You guys don't have to wait the hours long to transfer Bitcoin in, to register for the website. Have it all set up prior to this run so that when the run does happen, you guys will be prepared and ready. Otherwise, a huge shout out to everybody on my Patreon. I believe we're now over what I originally had. So we're now at 112 patrons. It is a extremely fast and massive growing community. Huge shout out to everybody supporting me on there. For those of you that don't know what Patreon is, basically it's a massive community of people like you, beginners, novices, intermediate, conservative type traders that are interested in crypto, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, all cryptocurrencies, that are interested in learning how to make money and how to trade. Specifically, I post things relevant to news, as well as my specific trades, how I buy long, how I sell short, how I do limit market and risk management orders, stop losses, things like that. Basically, I watch the market so you don't have to. You can look at it like that. I am, investing my time into this website every single day, into websites every single day, so you don't have to. You can get those 3 years of experience on my Patreon. So once again, huge shout out to everybody supporting me over there. But otherwise, for the other cryptos, as discussed in the video or in the thumbnail, you can see that there is a ton of flatline. There is a ton of movement where we're not really seeing anything. This comes to an end. You can see not only with this sideways movement, but the 4 hour is 50 trading sideways, not moving at all. The middle moving average is barely moving at all. This is going to come to an end. This is not good. This is getting ready for what could be a very big pop in price. So keep your eyes out on XRP, keep your eyes out on Bitcoin. There is going to be some very big movement coming very soon, or if we get rejected, or if we break through bullish of the middle moving average. Now for the other cryptos like Ethereum is kind of capping out. I did draw a big downtrend on here, which you can clearly see on the weekly. This actually helped me figure it out, but there is a resistance, and it does seem like we're getting some good results from that. We are rejecting this. We are starting to consolidate lower. This ultimately could lead once again to a bearish movement, not bullish, a bearish movement. So keep an eye on Ethereum. And lastly, Litecoin, which is also hitting its middle moving average as a resistance, looks to be slightly bearish as well. Otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.